Hello everyone, welcome once again to another Power BI related tutorial by Team Slidescope. In this part, we are doing exploratory data analysis on global food wastage data that we have got from Kaggle. In the data set, we are trying to analyze the average waste per capita, economic loss, population, what is the total population size that we have in the data set, total waste in ton. Is total waste related to the total economic loss? What is the total waste by different food categories? You can see, you know, like beverages, bakery items, etc. Whatever of them or whichever of them have more wastage. We have population and household waste percentage by food category here. The purpose is to analyze how to put two or three different numerical variables with categorical variable, how to create a map chart like this with conditional formatting, how to create a relational scatter plot like this, and you can use these countries and food items and number of years as filter here. So we will learn all of this. So the data set that we are going to use in this project is Global Food Wastage Data Set from 2018 to 2024. And as everyone knows, food wastage is a significant global issue affecting both economies and sustainability. And we can use this data set for exploratory analysis, data visualization projects, etc. You can find this on Kaggle. I will share the link. Dataset is a CSV file in which you can see the name of country, you can see year, we have food category, whether it's fruit and vegetable, prepared food, dairy products, etc. Then we have some numerical values like total wastage in tons and how much economic loss has this costed us in million dollars. This is average waste per capita and population in million, and then we have the household waste percentage. So we will use this data set for creating interactive dashboards that will help us in analyzing the data. To analyze the data set, we will simply open Power BI desktop, and since the data set is given as a text CSV file, we will connect it. Here you can see we have the file, we will connect it. When you are connecting the data set, make sure that all the column headers are properly aligned with their values. Since all of them are aligned properly, we will simply load the data set. Now, after loading the data set, you can see we have all the columns here, and if you will go in your table view, then you will see data type of each value here. Here we have values which are in percentage. For example, household waste. So if you have to convert this as a percentage value, you can simply click here to display the value in the column in percentage. Or if it is already given as that, so we will try to use concatenate function. If the value was given in a fraction, then we could have done it. But since it is given as a number, so we will just use concatenation. Next thing is what we have to do first. We will add a text box here. In the text box, we will write the title, that is Exploratory Data Analysis. Exploratory Data Analysis EDA on Global Food Wastage Data. We will simply change the font size to 32 or 28, whatever will fit properly, and maybe 24, because here we will try to place some filters or some logo, and here we will simply align it to center, and we will try to choose a font color here. So right now we can choose font color that are given by default. Then I will show you how to choose a theme and change everything accordingly. Now we have this, you can see a scroll bar here, so we can simply increase its size. To create some boundaries here for our text, we as I have done in many videos, we enable visual border and a shadow. If you want to give a rounded corner, you can select like this. And for color, you can choose something that you prefer. So this is simple data set now. And just to give some colorful heading, we have copied the font icons that are given here in the Kaggle file. So we can copy these font icons. Now we have this heading here, and here now we will start creating some KPIs. So in our data set, the KPIs that we have is total wastage in tons, economic loss, average waste per capita, and population. So what we are going to do, we will use card visual. I'm sorry for the noise coming from behind. We will use the card visual here, and in the card visual, we will add some fields like we will start from top. So average waste per capita. So this is sum of average waste per capita. We can also select average value. So this is average of average waste per capita. What we will do, we will disable the category label, and here we will simply go to general tab. So click on visual. First of all, go to general tab, enable title. So this is average of average waste per capita. Okay. This will give us an idea of what will be the heading size. So since we are using a 14 pixel heading, we will make it bold and align it to center, and we will use our heading color that is from our palette. As I said, I will display you how to change these colors automatically, and here we will choose a font size, let's say 40 pixel. So this will give us a 40 pixel value here, and in this value we can actually select something from the palette. So let's say we are going with this combination. Here also we can go to general tab, effects, where we can enable visual border and shadow, and our visual border can be of different color and with 12 pixel radius. So this is average of average waste per capita. Now let's create another copy of it. Second will be the economic loss. So second parameter is economic loss in millions, which is likely the sum is also coming as millions. So this is showing us that total economic loss is 125.20 million here. We can create another copy of it, and in that copy we will try to find household waste. So this is giving us household waste percentage. I think average waste per capita is also something we can take, that is average of average waste per capita. So we will simply bring, so we already have average, we will bring population here. Okay, so population, and we will write here population, because this is the sample size here, like whatever population was used for this data set. Population is also given in million, and we are getting it as million. Let's create another final copy of it, and here we will try to display one more, that is, so we have total waste in tons, we can show that, and similarly you can show other values also. Okay, this is total waste in tons, which is almost equal to economic loss. Now after creating these KPIs, if you want to include more details, you can add them here. The next thing that we are going to do, since we have some categorical fields here, so we would like to give user those kind of interactive features also. For example, we have country, year in food category. So the space that we have kept here, we will use this space for our filters. So first thing that we are going to add here is a slicer, and as per the space available, we will adjust the slicer width, and in this slicer we will first drag the food category. So you can see we have following food categories. whether it's a bakery item, beverages, dairy product, frozen food, etc. Now we can give some styling to this as well. We can go to effects, enable shadow, visual border, make it round shaped. We can select the border color. Those type of things can be easily done. So now whatever data we are seeing is a filtered data, and we will be able to see in which category we have more wastage, etc. Now after doing this, we have the clear selection option also here. In filter, we can go to visual setting where we have value setting, and we can increase the size little bit so that we we can visualize it properly, and we can make it bold. We can select a proper color for it as well. So this way you will be able to customize your filter. This is category label. If you want to give slicer header, so you can make it bold, select a type of font color for this from here. This is one way of displaying the filter with all the list items like a drop down list, which you can see in the slicer setting. Let's copy this and paste it here. Now since we have to add three elements, so if we will keep everything expanded, we will have less space. So instead of vertical list, we can also show it as a drop down list. And this time we are going to drag country as a filter here. So whatever country you have to see, you now have option, let's say for Australia, Argentina, Brazil, etc. And anytime you can go and clear the filter. And similarly, we can copy it one more time and we can display per year. So we will just drag year here, and here we have information of all the years. If you want to enable vertical list, you can enable that, but since it's a year, we can also give less than or equal to, greater than or between option. So now you have that between option, right, between 2018 to 2024. So this is something that you can do, and we can try to increase the size. So we have year between option available here. Let me make it full width. So you have this option. So you also have a slider. So when you have such kind of numerical values, it is good to give it like this. So now we have set our filters and we have made KPIs. Make sure you are saving everything so that you are not losing any valuable information. Now we have food category. So let's say what is the total waste in tons by food category, because that is the important thing for us at this moment. So we will create a chart here, and here we are going to create a simple donut chart. In donut chart we will just copy the formatting from here, and in legend you put a categorical value. So that categorical value is food category, and you can see it will require this much space. So we can also give this option, to see what color represents what food category item, and in values we can display any numerical value like total wastage. You are seeing very big numbers here because we have copied the styling. So again, click on format your visual. In detail labels we have values, and we can reduce the size to around 11. Then you will be able to see all those values. So this is very important for us. So we have sum of total waste in tons by food category. This is one way of displaying the categorical data. Another way of displaying the categorical data is displaying it with stacked column or a clustered column chart. In clustered column chart, we have a y-axis. So in y-axis, we will bring the household waste and population. So we will try to analyze. So here you can see this is cluster, like we are creating two clusters here. So this is one way of analyzing it. Now since sum of household waste percentage and population in million are two different numerical values, so we will use clustered column chart, but we will use the line and clustered column chart. And in line and clustered column, on line axis we will bring one of them. So you can also swap them like this. So you can also swap it like this, whatever way you prefer. Now one axis is representing, or one chart is representing food category wise population, okay, and here it is showing you waste percentage in each case. Here you can go to data labels, you can switch it on to see these values as well. So this is sum of population and sum of household, it is showing like that. We can go here and simply rename for this visual as, we already know that it is population sum, so because we are not changing it to average or anything, so we are just renaming it to population and household waste percentage by food category. So here you have learned two different ways of displaying categorical data. Another important categorical field for us is country, because this is global food wastage data. For showing country information, we will use a field map, and in the field map, in location, we will drag country, and it will automatically color all the available country options that are there. You can see all of them are blue now. So what is it representing actually? It is just showing you, these countries here. What we can do in tooltips, you also have a tooltips option here. In tooltips, let's say you want to show economic loss by country. So we can bring economic loss, sum of economic loss in tooltips, but still you don't have any type of visualization here, like where it is more, where is it less. So then we have to go to format your visual, and you will see a setting called fill colors. Before that, first of all, we'll copy the styling that we have here so that at least the heading is from. Now coming back to fill colors, you will have a default color here. We can also go and use conditional formatting. Instead of rules, we can select a gradient. Instead of count of country, we will select economic loss, and the summarization that we are using is sum. Now after selecting all of this, what does this mean? It means if the lowest value, for the lowest value of sum of economic loss, we are showing a very light blue color, and for highest value we are showing a very dark blue color. You can add a middle color also, like all the countries that are falling in middle range of sum of economic loss will be in blue color. So when you will do this, then you will see where it is more. So dark blue are cases where it is more: Canada, Spain, Turkey, Germany, where it is in mid range, and where it is above mid range. So this is something you can see. So this is sum of economic loss in million by country, and this way you can also show different numerical fields, whatever are important for you. So we are just doing exploratory analysis, and we can see which countries have more economic loss. And if you want to see from food wastage point of view, so you can also, although we are showing as a number that we are showing here, the color that we are showing here is as per our gradient that we have set, but we can display more things here like total waste. So now when you will take your mouse over it, you will see both numbers, like what is sum of total waste, like for example here it is almost equivalent, right? So this way you will be able to put any number of details or put any detail on your tooltip visual. So this is important. Since we are learning things, uh, we have to learn if there is any relationship between total waste in tons and economic loss in millions. These are two numerical values, and let's say if there is waste, is there a economic loss? Obviously we know that it will be, but how to represent it with the help of data? For that, in Power BI or in any BI tool, we can use a scatter plot. In a scatter plot, we have to put non-summarized versions of our numerical fields. So let me show you how. First of all, we'll copy the same styling, and here we have some of economic loss, etc. It is written. So just I will shorten the title. Now here, in a scatter plot, that is also called as rel plot or relational plot in some cases, we put on x-axis and y-axis we put numerical values. So on x-axis we put something that is we can say that is independent. So total waste in tons we are considering as independent, and we'll say don't summarize. So as I said, we are displaying non-summarized. So if you will just put one of them, you will see the same thing, right? As we were saying, like from sum of loss in million from lower to higher. And here population, and this is economic loss, we will drag on y-axis. You can see now, right? Because again, in since we copied this, so you can see in legend we have some color. Okay, so if you want, you can switch off the legend title, anything that you want to switch off. But here you can see one very important thing. We can show these category labels, but make very complicated. That it is quite linear. Okay, when total waste and when total waste is a lower value, then you can see a more linear trend. And here you also have further analysis, so you can enable a trend line which will show you that there is a positive trend here. That means yes, if total waste will be increased, then it will definitely we will definitely have economic loss. We have specific chapters where I have taught DAX DAX code to calculate the parameters related to linear regression, like how to calculate slope of line. Line's equation is y is equal to mx plus b or mx plus c, however you call it, where y is the intercept, this line touching the y-axis, like what will be the minimum economic loss, and m is the slope of the line. Okay, so that can be calculated. So this is how you can see a simple numerical relationship between two variables. So this is our simple interactive dashboard created for the purpose of analysis, and here you can you know try it, try creating it, and try explaining whatever you are doing here. So this is dashboard 1. Whenever we will create more exploratory dashboards on this data because it's very interesting and it's also a global concern at this moment. As I told you in the beginning of video, we will try to create different theme colors. We'll try to apply them. First thing that I am going to do, first I will take a screenshot so that I can use it as a thumbnail somewhere. Okay, now we will go to view, and from here you have different color palettes available. Whatever you will choose, it will directly be applied. For example, let's choose this, right? If you like it, okay, otherwise you can choose something else, and it will be in the same color theme, so you can see here, right? Or this. So this way you can create your graphs in the same color theme. You can select something like this. Okay, whatever you prefer you can keep. And since we have changed this, so here also we can select the font color like this, and this way also you can, whatever color you prefer as per the brand guidelines of the company, you can choose here. So this was a simple explanation of exploratory data analysis on global food wastage data that we got from Kaggle. If you like this video, please show your appreciation by subscribing to our channel and hitting a like. If you have some suggestions, if you have something to add here, please let us know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.